Please put your hands together for Monica Gross. Monica.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Yes, I'm Monica. I'm 5'1.5". The half is very important. Yeah, any man can tell you that. Yeah, I like being short because I've dated some guys who are over 6 feet, and you can tell exactly when they're gonna break up with you because they stop leaning down during sex. So I was having sex with my ex, just staring directly into his nipple, being like, this is the end, right? And it was. My ex, nipple guy, he got engaged recently. Boo, right? Boo, nipple guy, yeah. And he got engaged 5 weeks before my birthday. Yeah, so I was like, oh my gosh, she's so obsessed with me. Trying to ruin my birthday. Like, it's been like 3 years, like, move on, right? I'm very happy to be here because before doing comedy, I was a full-time corporate accountant, and me and all of my accountant friends, we had this dream of getting hit by a car. Like, not hard enough where we would die, right? But like hard enough where we could take some time off work, like paid. One day the dream actually came true for me. I was walking home from work and I actually did get hit by a car. Unfortunately, it was on a Friday though, which isn't ideal. So I think the best time to get hit by a car is probably like a Monday morning. If that's something you guys are manifesting for your workplace, I don't know. The girl who hit me though, she felt really bad. So she got out of her car and she was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? And I was like, it's okay, just try a little harder next time, right? I used to want to be a CFO, like work my way up the corporate ladder, make a ton of money. But now I'm trying this new thing called happiness. Strange concept, I know. But I really just want to be a white man who thinks he's responsible for his success. Yeah, like you see all these white men CEOs accepting these awards, and they're like, thank you so much, I couldn't have done it without my team. And it's like, you're right about that, but your team could have easily done it without you. Like, they probably could have done it better and faster without you asking how to print a PDF every 5 seconds. Speaking of professionals, I went to see my doctor because I wanted to discuss birth control methods because I don't want to be on hormonal birth control, like just a personal decision. But then I also don't want to use condoms because I want men to like me, right? So then I said to my doctor, I said, what are my other options here? And my doctor said, Monica, any man that you're with should be willing to wear a condom for you. And I said, okay, back to my original question. What are my other options? And then I looked down at my doctor's hand and she was wearing a ring on her ring finger. So I was like, obviously this doctor's not going to understand me, right? Like she's a married doctor. Like I need like a hoe doctor. I need a doctor from the streets who understands. So then I was like, how am I going to find a hoe doctor? Because they're not going to advertise in their bio like I'm hoe, right? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a sex club and fake a medical emergency and just be like, oh my gosh, I'm having a heart attack. Are there any doctors here? And then hopefully someone will be like me and I'll be like, just kidding, but are you accepting? I'm 31 now, though, so I don't think I really need birth control. Like, worst case, I get knocked up, pop one out, and finally make my parents proud of me, right? Because I'm 31, but I'm also an only child. So at this point, I don't think my parents even care where the baby comes from. Like, if I ever did get knocked up, they'd just be like, oh my gosh, Monica, how did it finally happen? And I'd be like, oh, I let some random guy hit it raw in the back of his Jeep. And they'd be like, Monica, this is the proudest day of our lives. We've never been happier. It is weird being in my 30s, though, because I'm talking about birth control and getting knocked up. But I also froze my eggs recently. And I really didn't want to do any research on freezing my eggs. Like, I wanted to go in and be like, what are we doing today, Doc? Are we boiling or are we scrambling these fuckers? You know, like, I don't have time for this anymore, right? And you know how in the grocery store eggs are labeled? It'll be like cage-free, pasture-raised. I want to label my eggs. I want it to be like laid by a mentally ill hen that was just trying her best. No, but I did freeze my eggs. They're at Yonge and Eglinton. They're across from the Chipotle. So if you're ever driving by, just, hey, we met your mom. I'm in therapy, don't worry, I'm in therapy. But I started therapy during the pandemic, so it's always been Zoom therapy. So now there's this woman who knows everything about me and all of my deepest, darkest secrets, but I've never seen her legs. Yeah. I've also learned that you know that you're toxic when your therapist sides with the man that you're telling her about, right? Like, it's like, I just told you the most biased, in my favor version of the story. And you're like, well, Monica, he kind of has a point. Like, what the fuck? Like, what am I paying you for? Like, are you fucking him too? Like, what are we doing? No, I started therapy because I have a lot of social anxiety. But you know who doesn't have social anxiety? People who leave reviews on the internet. Have you seen these people? Like, there's this candy called sugar-free Haribo. And if you've never heard of it, yeah, there's always a few who have heard of it. But if you've never heard of it, when you eat this candy, you immediately get explosive diarrhea. Like, on site, okay? So if you go on the Amazon page for sugar-free Haribo, all of the reviews are like, I was driving on the highway, and I ate this candy, and I pooped down my pant leg. And it just always surprises me because we have so much social anxiety as a society, but we can go on the internet and be like, hey, this candy made me take a shit on the freeway. Speaking of poo, on the topic of poo, do you guys know in every house there's like the serious toilet? And then there's like the for show toilet? And it's like if your dad goes upstairs during dinner, you know it's serious toilet time, right? And he comes downstairs and he's so relieved, and it's like, I never wanted to see you that relieved, right? Okay, we've come to the end of the poo segment. Thank you guys for... Yeah, if you couldn't tell, I am single. Yes, surprise. And as a single person, I receive a lot of unsolicited advice from my friends. Like, my friends will be like, don't worry, Monica, you won't be a single, miserable sack of shit forever. And I'm like, I didn't say anything. And they're like, look at me, I'm so happy, I finally found the love of my life. And the women who are saying this are always like dating Shrek. I have decided, though, that the next man I'm going to date is going to be a Toronto Maple Leafs fan. Yeah, because they remain loyal to something that lets them down consistently. Year after year, And that's what I'm looking for in a partner. I don't know, I've tried dating, like I've been on the dating apps, but I realize that I'm pretty bad at the dating apps because every time a man likes me, I'm like, wow, desperate. He says, hey, I'm like, get some self-respect. And I'm on Hinge, the dating app Hinge, and there's so much that you can say about yourself on Hinge. Like, you can say if you're looking for a long-term relationship or a short-term relationship. So I'll be scrolling through, and I see these ugly men who write, looking for short-term relationship. And I'm like, this option isn't for you, right? Like, this is for the hot people. You can't be ugly and ethically non-monogamous at the same time. I was dating a really nice guy a little while ago, and I'm not used to that, right? Like, I'm used to jerks. He was a nice guy, and so he went to hold my hand. That's a nice thing to do, but I'm not used to it. So my first thought when he went to hold my hand was, that's so gay. I had to hold myself back from being like, gay, right? I actually told one of my guy friends a really long time that I liked him as more than a friend. And he rejected me, and now he's married to a woman who's a doctor, and she looks like a bikini model. Like, she's so hot, right? And I'm just like, she'd be so bad at stand-up comedy. Fucking loser? Pathetic loser, yeah. I sometimes think of all the science studies we do that are so stupid. Like, I read the headline of this research article and it said, scientists find that lack of communication in relationship leads to breakup. And I was like, why did science have to find that, right? Like, some scientist ignored his wife for 8 months and she left him and he was like, ooh, a hypothesis. A man can never just get ghosted. They have to do a whole science study on it. Just relax. Speaking of relaxing, I started prenatal yoga recently. Pregnant prenatal yoga. Because it makes me feel superior. Because none of those women can fucking do anything. Fucking losers. The instructors, they're giving out all these variations. I'm just flying through. It's amazing. Okay, we're gonna do something, you might hate it. But I once, one time in my life, once let a man come on my face. Anyone else? Anyone else? Going once, going twice, you're all liars. Okay. No, I once let a man come on my face and I had my eyes open. I like to see what's going on, right? And so I got cum in my eye. And when I tell you, it was the most painful experience of my life. I literally thought that I was gonna go blind. And so I Googled what to do when you get cum in your eye. And when you Google this, the first thing that comes up is cum in your eye is not that painful. It's just a mild burn. And I was like, oh, a man wrote this, you know? Like, oh, the guy that I just fucked just uploaded this onto Google before I could get there. Second search result is like, cum has healing properties. Like, shut the fuck up, right? Guys, you've been amazing. I've been Monica Gross. Thank you so much.
Give it up for Monica Gross. Great job, Monica.